What did Sushi A say to Sushi B?
Yeah.
Wasabi.
I think we could do a supercut of just you doing that, like every single time.
Brian Austin, the greatest intro
There it is.
ever.
I absolutely love this film.
Get into that.
We're giving wrestler. The one and only George Strabo.
Hello. Hey, made it.
You were waiting for me, weren't you? You're like, where is she? Where is she?
We're going.
First of all, where are we right now? Like, this is something special. Can you explain where we're sitting right now?
Studio 42
Studio 42.
in the CBC building, downtown Toronto, Ontario, where we're bringing all the Olympic coverage all February long. This is a very special place to me and hopefully Canada. Doing it from this space, right? This is big. This is beautiful. This screams the Olympics to me. And I think every single athlete, when they come through here or they're on the video wall, we're doing an interview, it's serious. It's a big deal. It's the Olympics. So I think this space speaks to the magnitude of what we're doing.
And I understand it's 23 hours of the 24 that you guys are going.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's 23 of 24 hours. Like, and I'm not good at math. I was going to do the percentage and I backed away quickly.
You can't sleep.
Yeah.
You're going to be just talking sports all day.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting.
It is. My co-host Anastasia Buses and myself are Olympic Games Primetime presented by RBC, and we are on 6 to midnight Eastern, right? So I have I think I have the best hours because I wake up in my hotel, I watch an entire day of Olympics, then I come into this beautiful space and I get to talk about it for 6 hours and get to handpick like the most interesting, coolest stories and share that with Canadians. So I'm a lucky little guy.
You are.
I don't know if you feel it, but it's kind of warm right now. I like to have it ice cold, so it's like cold and you're like awake, have a coffee, and then you feel the adrenaline of sport as well. Like there's something really exciting about being like, Marielle Thompson is going for her second gold in ski cross, and like I've come to know a ton of the athletes. So there's this level of like, yeah, I'm a broadcaster and I'm unbiased and I'm just reporting, but like I want Marielle to win, like, and you see her have success, and then you just like get filled with this energy. So I really play off like what's happening at the games.
Now we're gonna get into your photos, and we have your first photo, but before we get started with that, I want to know what you think of Canadian athletes. What makes them so special?
Environment.
Yeah.
It's the environment, I think. I went to the Western semifinal game of the Canadian Football League. I'm from Saskatchewan, so I went to cheer on the Rough Riders. It was minus 30.
Yeah.
The wind was blowing across the field. There was 40,000 people losing their mind watching sport, right? So if you are born in this environment of like, it's tough, it's hostile, it's cold, but you're still going outside, you're still doing this, and people are still fanatics for sport. I think that environment creates resilient, tenacious athletes. So I'm lucky to call myself a Canadian and cheer for Team Canada.
Yeah. All right, so
is this Saskatchewan or is this Saskatchewan?
The expert says, let's pull the audience.
Saskatchewan or Saskatchewan?
It's Saskatchewan. Well, it depends. Saskatchewan is kind of. Right? Did I say Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I think you said Saskatchewan. So it's like, is it Saskatchewan?
No, it's Saskatchewaners. Yeah.
Or is it Newfoundland or is it Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
All right.
Sorry.
Craig McMorris, do you remember your very first social media or Instagram post?
I think it was 1980.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't remember.
Yeah,
No,
it was before you were born.
Yeah, it was before I was born.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like very many first posts. It's kind of like just a whatever. It's a snow. But the context here is he says April 15, snowing, torn ACL. Let's do triples.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a long time ago. Yeah. I tore my ACL in Big Bear, California. There's a snowboard event called Junior Super Park. It's where like all the young kids kind of come together. There's like a real thing called Super Park, Junior Super Park, everybody under 18. I hit a big jump, and that was like a big knee injury, but I didn't believe I had a knee injury. So I flew from California to Kelowna where my truck was, and then drove it the 20 hours back, and my knee was still a balloon. And so then I went and got knee surgery, and just looked at my trampoline covered in snow. It was very depressing. So
I mean, like, let's get back out there.
Yeah, let's
Can't
get
wait
back out there. We'd put like some emo music around it. We wouldn't have the I don't know what vignette or filter that was, but I'm impressed either way. Thank you.
Your poor mom. You like just the kids just running around all the time. ACL. It's a lot.
She was a nurse in the ER, so I think she saw much more gruesome things. So she was
Right.
a little bit maybe callous to it.
She was just
Right.
Yeah, she's seen.
Was she like walk it off?
Yeah, yes, I think. But then there's a level of like two boys, hockey, all the sports, working in the ER where you're just like you have to let go or else you'll
Yeah.
lose it. You know,
For sure.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank
So you can pick whatever you like, and
That was my very first one. Okay.
That was your very first one. Yeah.
random. That
I don't, and this is what terrifies me. I don't know if it's going to get worse or better.
wasn't too.
I know.
Yeah.
It was more of just like the captions are.
I'm just picturing you in that instance, just listlessly looking out your window.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also I will tip my hat to my younger self of just Craig McMorris.
Yeah.
Don't go wild on the name.
Right,
You never
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Craigers 999. Yeah.
12. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is Am I going to that camera right there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is beautiful. This is in Sauceface, Switzerland.
Hmm.
This is on a glacier, and nowhere else in the world really has a ton of snow. This is called the Stomping Grounds, and there's this amazing park builder named Charles Beckinsale who builds these jumps on this beautiful glacier. And it's always like the start of the year. There's a lot of excitement. I'm also on a new snowboard, the new snowboard company I ride for, Nidecker. So that was like really cool. That was a special part of my career. This is like 2 years ago. Very special. Nice. Thank you. This is a good one.
The other
I
thing
was.
that we love about that is like in the caption you talk about the photo actually being taken by one of your favorite snowboarders.
That's right. Yeah.
Frederik Kalbermatten.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He's a Swiss snowboarder as well. Incredible memory. Thank you. Frederik Kalbermatten took this photo, and when I was growing up in Saskatchewan, watching snowboard videos, kind of getting inspired, he was one of my favorite riders to watch in the videos. And we used to have a Honda Odyssey van that we would drive to the mountains in, and we'd put on a DVD, and we'd like pretty much burn the DVD. And one of his parts was always in there. So a very full circle moment to have him taking a photo.
What was it like for you when you started to actually become friends and colleagues with the people that you adored? growing
Yeah.
up?
It was it was surreal, I think is the word, because being from Saskatchewan, like there was no path. It wasn't like, hey, like this person 5 years older than me did this and this and this, and now they're a pro snowboarder, right? So it was like, I don't know how to do this. We're just trying every single day. And then you meet a Freddie Kalbermatten, or you meet a hero of yours, and you're like, oh, this is just like a person. And yeah, we're from different places, but like, I can do what they can do, like I'm not as good as them yet, but I'm going to keep going. And then the path was revealed to me after meeting those people. So it was like the most important thing is just like meeting people and understanding you can do it. It doesn't like, just because you're from Saskatchewan doesn't mean you can't become a pro snowboarder, or wherever you're from, you can do whatever you want. So sometimes you look at it and you're like, I probably should have been turned a little more. And then you're like, oh, you can.
Knew where the camera was.
Yeah, I knew where the camera is. Like, why is my face hiding? Like, for sure, I should have done my belt up a little bit better. I would like to maybe have my that's my left foot dropped a little bit.
I'm going to say that's a photographer error more than
I was gonna say.
that's photographer.
Blame it on the photographer. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, wow, that's cool. And you know what I love about photos, videos, that's like the kind of snowboarding that I do, is it's teamwork, right? Like it's me going to Freddie and being like, hey, I'm gonna do a method over here. I think I'm gonna pop this high, and you like, there's communication, and then you both work on this thing, and it's like that. I like the art side of snowboarding. When I stand here and I talk about slopestyle, half pipe, big air, what my brother does, that's like that I would call that the more sport side. Like it's a sport on that side, where what I do is more of like an art side. So it's like the same sport, but super different, right? It's and it's really special. I'm sorry, I'm talking your ear off.
No,
course.
keep
We got
it.
through
Love
one
it.
photo. It's going to be a 6-hour pod here.
It would be.
Oh, here we go.
Look at this.
Come on.
This
The
is beautiful.
smiles, the laughter.
What's going on? What did you say? What just happened?
Looks like I'm cracking a joke, but this is in Aspen, Colorado, at a X Games, I believe.
Mhm.
And we just came from Aspen, Colorado, where Mark won his 25th X Games medal, which is wild, making him the most successful winter X Games athlete, and a good momentum for him going into the Olympics. I can't remember how he did this year because I can't quite remember the year, but Cindy McMorris, Don McMorris, Mark McMorris, and myself. And that's cool. We rarely get photos together because we're traveling and doing so much. So the fact that we all were in the same place at the same time is really, really special.
The idea that you guys have sports in the family, the support must be incredible. Like it's an easy language to have when everyone's there with you.
Exactly. And I mean, this is maybe 4 years ago, something like that. But like we have been pro snowboarders for a long time now. So mom and dad understood you know, the requirements of the job, how much travel, all this kind of stuff. Because my dad was always just like, do whatever you want, have fun. My mom, her mom was a school teacher. She came from a very structured, like, you got to go to school, all this kind of stuff. So at first it was a little bit tougher for her to understand, like, what do you mean you're not going to finish high school? What do you mean you're not going to university? Like all that kind of stuff. So when that flip switched for her, and then she kind of understood, oh, you can make a career out of this, and my boys are happy and they're making a living and they're traveling the world, then there was like kind of a weight off her shoulders. So this photo is really special, and you guys have done such a great job of picking it, because there's a lot of joy.
There's a lot
of joy in it.
When you decided you were like, sometimes we know what we want to do before we can ever tell anyone else.
That's true.
It feels scary to say to your parents sometimes, listen, I'm not going to follow this path.
Yep.
What was that conversation like? Because I remember when I was a kid and I had to have that conversation with my dad where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do school the way you guys want me to do school.
Yeah.
And him understanding gave me permission to pursue full force what I wanted. Even I had teachers in high school that were the same way. They were like, I know what you're going to do, so just go do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like with your mom specifically?
You know what? It wasn't a conversation per se. It was more of like, we kind of had a little chip on our shoulder to like, not going to prove you wrong. So almost like use that as a little fire. And then it was, Mark won an event in Calgary, and I think he made like 11 grand in cash. Like back then they would just like give you 11K euros. And my mom was like, oh, like, I don't even think she really recognized like, oh, you can, if you were good, you can make money. Cause she thought it was a hobby, right? Because growing up in Regina, Saskatchewan, like you either play hockey or you don't do sports, right? There's only one or two options. So she would always tell her friends like, oh yeah, my boys snowboard. And then her friends would be like, oh yeah, my boys do, like they do too. But it's like, no, there's like a different, like they compete and they are trying to get on the national team, all this kind of stuff. So I think that was a flip switch for her. And it wasn't really a conversation because, I don't know. I don't know. Like she was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I get it now. You can support yourself and all that kind of stuff and make your path the way you want to. Sometimes I feel like it was easier to prove to her than to explain to her.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great question though. Like those conversations are very hard, and we weren't emotionally intelligent enough to have them at that age. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think
I still am not,
as,
I don't think.
As kids, you show your parents success. You're seeing the changes that are happening and that you're actually committed to doing what you want to do.
Yes,
and that's what gets parents moving, right?
Exactly. Because there was always just jumping off the roof, Mark would like write snowboard logos on the wall, and like we were in it. Like there was no other option for us. It wasn't even like a thought. Where my mom, I think, would always be like, you're gonna stop, like it's gonna change. You're gonna stop, and then you're gonna realize, oh, I missed all these opportunities with school and stuff like that. But we never really thought. I think we were just on different wavelengths.
Curious to know, when did it become fun to career for you?
I think the fun was trying to build a career or figure out the path. That's a really good question too, because there's days like, the other week in November. So I'm doing this Olympics broadcast, but I'm also filming for a snowboard video. And it's like November, it's dark, it's cold. We're in northern Norway, and I'm like standing on this thing that I'm going to jump off of for like a shot. And you're like, today's work. Today is work, you know, like this is not my favorite kind of snowboarding, but today is work. So there's always been those days where it's really, really hard, but I call it like type 2 fun, where it's when you look back on it, you're like, that was actually fun.
Fun, yeah.
When you're in it, you're like, this is not fun at all.
Yeah.
That's like me trying to come to Toronto in traffic. I'm like, I hate
I would
this.
say, like,
and then when we get here, it's like, okay.
If you're like enjoying 60% of what you call your career, then you're winning.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
That's true.
There's that saying of like, I disagree. It's like, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But it's like, that's not true. Like there has to be some dips for there to be rises, peaks to valleys. Yeah.
Blessings.
Yeah. Valleys to
Snowboarder would know
mountains.
that.
There we go. That's a snowboard saying. All right.
Aw.
This is my most duck-faced photo I've ever taken in my life.
I was more surprised that when you didn't sit down, you were like, what's up, guys?
There's a lot of duck face, and there's peace signs, and there's an Olympic bronze medal from Sochi 2014, pardon me. Yeah, I'm just so stuck in 2020s now. That's really special. Wow.
Yeah, take us back to that moment with your duck face. Like that feeling that you're having.
Yes.
You can tell you're brothers because you're both doing the same expression.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Same
how we
peace
know.
sign and everything.
That's how we know.
Okay, 2014. This was men's snowboard slopestyle. I think the night after. Lots to unpack here, if I may. 2013, pardon me. Holy, I got to stop doing that. 2013, I was on the national team. I was still trying to go to the Olympics, but my snowboarding career was always to be in the movies. Like I explained, like it was more of an art for me. But to do that, you have to build your name up. You have to have repertoire. So I was still competing, and I was actually like getting pretty close to making the Olympic team, but I kind of sat myself down and said, if I made it, is this like, this was never my goal. Like this, would I be happy? So I said, you know what, maybe let's take a step back. Who's commentating this? And nobody was. So I did audition with CBC. This is the first thing I ever commentated. And it was baptism by fire. I had never worked in TV or broadcast, and they sent me to Russia for a month.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I called everything, and it is probably some of the most cringe calls of my life. Shout out Rob Snook for taking care of me and being such a leader and a veteran and showing me the way to do this correctly. So I was there for a month, but Mark was really, really special because he made the Olympic team. And 2 weeks before this, he breaks his rib at the X Games in Aspen, and is my Olympic career's in jeopardy, all this kind of stuff. But he was able to pull out a bronze medal, and the first of 3. That was
That must be special to see that happen.
Great.
Like that, yeah.
For some athletes, it can feel like, and this is people that we've talked to too, aside from the team that's helping you out, it can feel like a very solitary pursuit.
Yep.
Do you guys feel that it's something special that you kind of have each other, both representing both sides of the sport?
Yes. Great question. Really, really good question. Because snowboarding, like a lot of sports, is an individual sport. It's you out there, and you're competing against other people, but you're also competing against yourself. Like you're trying to do your best run, or like when I'm filming, I'm trying to do my best trick for the video. But to do that, there's a million people, right? Like it's our parents, it's us as brothers, and especially coming from Saskatchewan and not having that path and not knowing a ton of people, with me and Mark together, it was so much easier because every time you walk into a room, there was somebody that you knew very, very well, right? So yes, huge unlock.
Do you say anything to each other when you inspire each other? Do you text each other certain things? Is there something that's just a little niche between the two bros? Like, bro, or how do you say I love you to your brother? Is there a way to like?
I don't know. No.
There must be something that you say to each other that just.
I could pretend to be sentimental and cute and awesome, but it's not. I don't know if you two have siblings or anything like that.
My daughters, like one slaps the other in the head, and that's love.
That's like, exactly what it is.
That's your sign of love.
Somebody's gonna call somebody out if they see something. Yeah. I mean, I will say this now that we're a little bit older, so we're a lot more mature and emotionally intelligent. Hopefully, he won the X Games, and we were at a nice dinner, and like it's a lot easier to say I'm proud of you, and that was impressive. Now that we're a little bit older. Back then, we're just taking duck face selfies together, and that's the camaraderie.
That's not Craig McMorris. That's Craigor's 1999.
That's Craig. That's Craig. 12. That's exactly who that is. That's a different human being. I don't know him.
That's so
no, that's a good question. There's not. I don't know. Now that we're older, it's a little bit easier to say that I'm proud of you or that's impressive. But there's still like the brotherly, like those things that like piss you off about them, you know, and
I think it's maybe just being present in each other's lives when you were younger, right? Just being there for each other.
Being there is the most important part.
Yeah.
And then, having somebody that understands your jokes too is really funny because you'll hang out with people. Yeah. And then after you'll be like,
wait, do you have good jokes?
Me and Mark?
Or do you like?
Oh, I don't have any good jokes.
I love dad jokes.
I wish.
That's my world.
All right, Craig,
not off the top of the head.
We're gonna get to the last one here.
Okay,
because we got to wrap soon. But like, I think this will be.
No, but I want to hear his jokes.
This will be perfect for.
Do you have one? Give me one. Give me one.
I have off the top of my head.
I'll tell you mine.
Okay, go.
What did Sushi A say to Sushi B?
Yeah.
Wasabi.
I think we can do a supercut of just you doing that, like every single time.
Come on. Okay.
Our new special on Crave, an hour stand-up, intimate setting. All right, last photo. I'm sorry for talking your ear off. Wow, Scott Russell.
Yeah.
And me, I was a young pup. Yeah, this is probably 2014, right before that photo, actually. CBC Sports Presents was the show, the weekend show, and I'd come on and I'd call, and I think I did 1 or 2 calls before I actually went to Russia. But just seeing Scott Russell work, and it's funny that we're sitting in the studio, and you showed me that photo. I mimic and I learned and I try to, you know, like Be Like Scott, like watching him work was amazing. He was loud and he commanded a room and he was always knew what he was talking about, was fun, fast, projected his voice. Like, I don't know, all those like awesome little takeaways. I think that's a really special photo. And shout out Scott Russell in retirement. Like I was skiing with Rob Snook, the guy that I call snowboarding with the other day. Wow, that's you
That's
picked some really, really good photos. Thank you.
Yeah,
welcome.
Because you could have
man.
buried me here. We could have been face in the sand.
we
I've
love-
lost my job. Yeah.
we love what you're doing. We think it's such a special thing for you, and especially given you and your brother's relationship to the sport, to the Olympics, to the CBC here, that you get to kind of carry on and keep doing this thing, man. So congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. This was really special and actually made my day. Thank you so much.
To wrap it up, I just want to know, what is Olympics to you now?
It's my career. It's my life. It's what's, I don't know, put me in a place where I get to sit across from two wonderful hosts, talk about an amazing, I don't know, snowboard career, life. It's very special. It's like given me everything, and I'm so thankful.
Right
Thank
on,
you.
man. Awesome. Thank you.
You rock.
Thank you.
That's
Great.
amazing. Wait, I still
Thank
want to
you.
hear your jokes.
I don't have any. I was trying to think of like good ones I could say, and I was like, well.